So today's video, I'm going to call it Trouble. What's really been bothering you? And yeah, something happened about 3 o'clock this morning, as it does. Look, I don't know if you're going to say it's like a race in life, and we've gone through the curves and up the hills and round the bends, and we're on the home straight. Yeah, and they say judgment's coming on the 22nd of March this year for our enemies. And so you're naive to think that you don't have any. I don't know who mine are, but we've got them. And what I do know is maybe mine's Satan himself. I don't know. Just I can't figure out. Like, I've been by myself with my pets, just minding my own business, for over 6 months, and I have dried up the well of lust. I don't touch women, nothing like that at all. It is what it is, and like I'm pretty convicted about I want my kingdom spouse. Anyway, this morning, see, they're that ruthless. You've only got to have a little bit too much to drink, and before you go to sleep, even of water, and you need to get up in the middle of the night to go and wee, they'll be all over you like a rash. I just can't believe it, and it doesn't matter how much spiritual protection. I don't know. Is this God allows them? I don't know. It's almost beyond infuriating, because it's just like, well, I'm not saying like you're questioning your own protection methods and all the rest of it. And it's like, well, how low do you have to go? How deep do you have to go? And it's just, that is what it is. Like, that's just, it doesn't really faze me having to rewrite prayers and, ways to create deeper and deeper spiritual protection, because I'll hammer them. And there's only one reason why I must be getting attacked. They're desperate. And so I'll just keep increasing the density of it. And what am I trying to get at? It's like having parasites and ticks and fleas on you. You give them a hard enough dose, they'll let go. Anyway, and that's all I'm after. Like, I don't go out of my way to attack anyone. Why would I want to attack anyone? And so we're getting right into the beginning of trouble. What's been worrying you? Spiritual people, Christians, and I'm talking genuine people that have a relationship with Christ, we do not go out of our way to attack anyone at all whatsoever, period. We don't. And so this morning, I had how do I say this? A lustful encounter in a dream. And I was like, I can't believe this is still happening, because not only do I not want it, why is it still happening? And it's been happening, I've been getting hammered this week with it, and I just, how like all things work for the good of those who, believe in God. And so for me, you got to keep getting hit, I think, until you have the realization of, if you don't ask the right question, you can't get the right answer. And look, it's like, you're constantly getting bitten by mosquitoes. Like, you will find the right repellent and you'll wipe them out. And that's no different with something that's constantly affecting you. And so it was through one more of these dreams occurring where it's like, I don't fantasize. I don't do anything at all. I've got to the point where I could have, dry Weet-Bix inside of a cardboard box and have that much of a mundane life. I mean, I'm almost at the point where I would prefer that, you know? And we're talking like just a very simple life free of worry. And, you know, that was, see, I think I had to get hit one more time to wake up and have an outburst about it, because I finally figured out the problem. Because you're like, this is for empaths, or this is for spiritual people, empathetic people. It is not for narcissists. If you are a narcissist, you just won't be drawn to this, you know. And it will take you years to even fathom anything that's being spoken of here, because it's not within your bandwidth. Right. What is the problem? Trouble is the problem. Couldn't believe it. Right. Now, I'm not going to hack away at women, because a woman could hack away at a man at the same time. But look, yeah, we're healing, and this is just my experience with women, because unfortunately, and I will say this, spiritual women will say this about, you know, unawoken men, but unawoken women, narcissistic women, femtards, female retards. And like, when I say trouble, I've got to the point where I can honestly tell you women are more trouble than it's worth. And for the last year, I've been really struggling with this whole thing of like tits and tires. And it's like, I've never had more worry, I've ever had more trouble than with bikes and tires, bikes and women, bikes and women, bikes and women. And so we start to see the greater dilemma, you know, like we're in this world, but not of this world. Unfortunately, every woman that I have ended up with was a bloody troublemaker, and I'm not a troublemaker, and this is the problem. You know, I was also a black sheep, and like, you know, I'm the scapegoat. I'm not, and so I've made the decision to no longer ever be the scapegoat again, and that actually dictates a lot of the decisions that I, you know, make. And nowadays, anyway, you know, like some people, like they're tormented. And it doesn't matter how kind you are, it doesn't matter how genuine you are, it doesn't matter how decent you want to be, it doesn't matter how loving you want to, it just doesn't matter. Give it long enough, they're going to start causing trouble for you. Just, is it an inborn thing? Look, I think it comes down to attention seeking. And what better way to get attention than to create trouble to get it, you know? So it's inner child stuff. But I was looking back at the patterns, and, you know, people that I have associated with over the years, and I'm not going to call them friends, because to be honest with you, you know, where are we at, 37? That's how old I am. I don't think I've ever had a friend. And I thought I may have, even who I thought were narcissists. Just, I was born into a troublesome world, and it is what it is. Anyway, yeah. Or you can say you had friends, but it was just a convenience with whoever it was with, and, you know, you just move on to the next step because it's just all about disposability, I guess. You know, I'm saying prophets hold no honour in their own town or country. I hate Australia. Honest to goodness, I hate Australians and I hate Australia. And, you know, some of the worst troublemakers. I hate Australian women. But then to say that, I hate Earth women in general. I don't like women. I'm not gay, but I don't like women. And that's, like, where I'm at is just, yes, I'm sure there is good women out there. They're being kept away from me. You know? For me, it's just some dried up pond full of mediocrity. And, you know, it just is what it is. And, like, that's where I've got to the point now where I've had that bad of a run with women in this life that I would prefer to never go near another woman again in this life than to go near the wrong one. So that's why when I had that, in my dream this morning, I was just like, it's like a complete pleasure and pain shift. And it's just like, for me, I would hate to introduce this new belief that, like, women are trouble. They are nothing but trouble. Where until I can see otherwise, I've had nothing but troubling experiences with them. And I am sure it's because I haven't found the right one. And that's why I've had enough. Unless God brings a woman into my life, not touching them again, because they're more trouble than they're worth. They are more temperamental than cheap Chinese garbage. I just can't get the job, and again, good women out there. And I know that spiritual women are going to say that about the unawoken men out there, but just women. Let's just say unspiritual, unenlightened human beings who do not understand the word integrity, do not have any common sense. So this was actually what spurred off my willingness to walk away from just people and relationships and everything in general. I was coming back to the tits and tires. It was at a point where I was just completely defeated about what was going on with a relationship that I had, but also a motorbike that I had. And I was just like, I came to a conclusion where I was like, unless you can get a warranty, don't buy it. Like, and then you'd be like, well, that's a bit of a tough one. And it's like, well, no. So with a motorbike, would you make do with second-hand garbage? I don't know if you would anymore. And if you were, you'd have to accept that, like, if it has shortfalls, it is what it is. So you've got to be, buyer beware. Yeah, and that's the same with relationships as well. And like, so I'm not saying that all women are used up, worthless pieces of trash that need to go into the garbage. Most are. And you could say that about men as well. Like, I've but it's because the devil has got into you. You just meet corpses, avatars for the devil to just act up for you because, there's legal gateways open where he's coming in and just going, rightio, let's drive this vehicle into the ground. And it's not like it's been stopped. Anyway. The big one for me is I can't believe the harassment. Like, like when you say no, when you say stop, I cannot, I had to learn boundaries. And the reason why I had to learn them is just like, I don't know what is wrong. That's what I'm saying. I hate Aussies. Australians, to me, are the most retarded, harassing narcissists in all of existence. Honest to goodness. You just can't get a break. Like, you couldn't go and crawl into a hole 20 foot under the ground and burrow dirt on top of you without them digging the hole up to go down there and be in your face and harass you. Like, dead set. Like, when judgment falls, I'm not even saying may God have mercy on anyone's souls. May it fall. There is such an entitled, parasitic attitude in the poor behaviour that sits within this society. There is. It is so narcissistic. It is so selfish. It's all troublemakers. And that's, unfortunately, it feels like that's just about all I've come across in this life is troublemakers, 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 troublemakers. Just this incessant need to sabotage, to talk shit, to bullshit, to lie, to cheat, to steal, to fight. Just, and again, what is it? It's pride. Chest puffing out malignant garbage. And so you start to take a look at, like, what's the bigger picture here. disrespect. So with disrespect, people want to be able to stand over other people by inflicting pain on them. So the other person, it's like standover merchants, you know. The business of this world is for people to stand over one another. And what, you know, those of us who, I'm not saying we're better people, but just extremely aware of what's going on, is we've had to learn to rise above this and see it for what it is. But what I've come to see about seeing things for what they are, seeing it for what it is it's trouble. The word trouble. Trouble is the problem. And, you know, we're talking, you want to talk about evolving through our spiritual journey to establish our own liberation. What are we wanting to be liberated from? Troubles. So first of all, how would we liberate ourselves from trouble? Find all the troublemakers in your life and get rid of them. Here's a good start. If you have any, you know, friends, family, whatever, cut them all off, get rid of them. You have a choice with who you associate with, and if you feel like you're having to even do something as simple as feel guilty and apologetic for someone, get rid of them. And you'll thank me when, I mean, even if you're by yourself and you're like, well, now I'm lonely. It's just like, well, you're better off being with no one than to be around troublemakers, because all you're going to get from it is trouble. Next, if you have any troublemaking equipment, chuck it in the bin. Clean out the clutter. If you have any software that's causing you trouble, get rid of it. If you have any clothing that's causing you trouble, throw it in the bin and burn it. Shoes, throw it in the burn it. Food, what would be troublesome food? Am I fat? Do I have indigestion? If you have weight issues, what foods are causing trouble in regards to potentially what direction you would like to head? Throw it in the bin. If it's indigestion, the colour red's a good start. Get rid of reds. You know, soul food is green food. If you have a dog that is trouble, if it bites people, go and put it down. I'd hate to be so rash about it. If you have farm animals and you've got that bull that's ripping fences down, you know, like, just get rid of the troublemakers. Whatever it is, whatever it is, whatever it is. Our quality of life literally sits within the amount of trouble we have hanging about. And in regards to relationships, I would be hard pushed until God brings the one in to my life where I'm still going to be dubious about it and questioning it. It's just like, cool, you get to earn your trust. Why? Because I just haven't come across one that's not trouble yet. Trouble. And what's the most troubling thing about, I would say, nearest and dearest, aside from narcissism? Feeling like they have a need to control you. No one has a right to control anyone. That to me is very troublesome. So, I've got pretty ruthless about cleaning up the clutter and dealing with trouble. We've got the council waste, you know, like when people put stuff on the side of the road. Look, I've already done a fair bit of that already. If I've got like a treadmill and it's, you know, got a button that's not working properly, gone. I've hit that point in my life where if it's going to work, I want it to work properly. And it's not that I'm all about, you know, disposability, because I hate rejection. And if I have chosen something to utilize as a part of how I'm established, I I will repair it. I will look after it. It's a part of my belongings. You know, we move forward together, all as one. Like, I love him. He's got disability issues. And does he cause me troubles though? No. Beautiful attitude. And I think maybe that there it is. For me, trouble is a bad attitude. Isn't that interesting? Again, it took us 20 minutes to get there. So anything that you have within your life that common sense states this is how it should function, but you're getting nothing but bad attitude, get rid of it. Because it's causing you trouble. Where guess what? If you want to keep it around, or if you need to be validated by what is causing you trouble, you are now responsible for your very reality. That's a cracker, that one, isn't it? And I hate it. And unfortunately, it is what it is. So it takes guts to once and for all make the decision to be by yourself for a period of time. Most people have to have company, even if it's bad company, troubling company. But if you can conjure up the guts to actually go, you know what, I'll be by myself for a while. You know? What have I done since Christmas? I've watched Dragon Ball. I've watched the full Dragon Ball Super series, and I am 2/3 of the way through the Dragon Ball GT series. And once that's finished, I'm going to go and get the full Dragon Ball Z series and watch through that too. It's terrible being alone, isn't it? It has allowed me the time to get all of my musical equipment in order. It has allowed me the time to get all of my trade gear established. It has allowed me the time to get my living situation organised. There's something to be said for alone time because you get a lot done with it and you do a hell of a lot of healing. But the big one about alone time that you might not recognise is you don't think you're growing. But this happened to me the other day. I used to be involved in a few political things, and I hadn't spoken about them for at least 2 years, right? Anyway, the conversation popped up the other day, and I didn't really even want to be involved with it, but become a powerhouse in regards to what that topic was all about. And it's like, if I wasn't ready for it then, overqualified for it now. So alone time is like fertilizer for personal growth because it allows us to relax into our own company and actually allow us to develop a relationship with our maker. You'll start to talk to Jesus all the time. Anyway, trouble. So I know this is a bit of if you've got this far in this video, great. I'm going to pull it up now. It's just something that I thought it was worthwhile grabbing. We're sick of trouble. Sick of troublemakers. Sick of troublesome things that don't work properly. Sick of just being against this uphill battle of mediocrity. And what is mediocrity? Trouble. Yeah. To have a life that flows, quite synchronistically is a marvelous thing. And I feel like I'm just about all there now. It's fantastic. And it's a really bizarre situation to have everything that you need pretty much available at the tips of your fingers as you need them. And it's because I've taken the adequate time now needed by myself to get my life established properly, free of the bullshit. So again and again and again, I suppose if I was to wrap this up, because I just said the word bullshit, common sense is typically aligned with a sound bullshit detector. And I was like, well, what is a bullshit detector? smell trouble. That's it. Bye for now.